Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today I will tell you about Android habits that you need to stop immediately to keep your phone up to date and well and healthy. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Coming up first of all is deleting all the background apps that run in the overview model. Once you get your home screen up and when you finish using your phone, we also have that habit that we tap this overview button and delete all those items that we have over here. So I would like to tell you that we often have a commotion or a notion that deleting those items releases our RAM. Well, that's a very wrong notion that we have of our phones because our phones do not work that way. When we delete all the items that we have in the overview button, we usually make a bit dent on the functioning on the phone. That is, we practically harm the phone by overloading the processor when we delete all those items that are supposed to run in the background. I will show you it like this. If you open WhatsApp 2 or 3 times, 10 times a day, so it's no meaning to just delete it from the overview button. So let's open WhatsApp now. You see it takes a long time to load up here and then it comes out. Okay, so we have it in the overview button here, and if we just remove it and then again we launch the app, it will again take this long time to load. But finally, if we keep that overview button without erasing it and then we open WhatsApp, and look how quickly it loads up. That is the difference that we have, and the fundamental difference is that this overview button helps to keep apps running in the background that you use frequently. It also applies to games too. Let us tell you about a game, so that's why I play Clash of Clans. So I open it and see how much time it takes to load up. As you see here, you can see the time it takes to load this much. You can see here it loaded in too much time that was practically not required in the true sense of the term. Now as you can see, the Clash of Clans app is running in the background. If I now launch the app, it will load very fast. That's it. You can see it has loaded very fast. And if you even close the app, wait for 5 minutes and do this and that, and then open the app again from here only, it will load very fast. The same thing will not happen and will take a hell lot of time if you remove all those items in the overview button. So removing these items in the overview button is an extremely bad habit and imposes restrictions on the functioning of your phone. So you should just leave this habit once and for all to ensure a better and a fluid experience on your Android device. Finally, coming up at number 2 is putting on the airplane mode when you put your phone to charge. As you can see, the airplane mode remains off since we are connected all the time with our friends, families, and all those that we love. So owning and keeping the airplane mode on is not a good option throughout our day. Our phone has formed an integral part of our life, so keeping the airplane mode on is just like, oh man, how can I do it? Well, on airplanes you do get to on the airplane mode, which is a compulsory aspect of air travel. So when your phone's charge goes below 20%, then it's very advisable that you put your phone to charge, and by putting on the airplane mode. What the airplane mode as it is on does is that it reduces the functioning of the phone to a great level. The most battery extending apps that we have on Android that can be downloaded from Google Play do the same thing. They just reduce the functions that the phone performs while it's off. While the phone is off, if all the functions are on, such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, data connection, and all those things, then the phone uses much of your resources, or these things use much of your resources, because finally they need much of the resource of the phone, or finally it takes a toll on the battery. Well, as a strict advisory, you should never let your phone battery go as high as 100% and should not go below 20% ever. Should always charge in between them and remove the charge before being fully charged. By and at the same time, if you put on airplane mode, it just reduces the function that your phone performs. So without downloading any third-party app, you can easily reduce the functioning of your phone, save your battery, and enhance its life by just putting on the airplane mode when you put your phone to charge for the night. This also ensures sound sleep since you do not get any form of notifications, text messages when the airplane mode is on. So on the airplane mode and putting it on and keeping it on while the phone is charging also helps you charge faster and keeps the battery healthy. Coming up at number 4 is location settings. We all have GPS in our cars. We also use phones that are GPS. We have many GPS apps such as Google Play, Waze, and others. If you go on the Google Play Store, you will find a handful of GPS apps that before starting ask for your location permission. Well, giving application permission is quite fine if you do not download any third-party apps. So the device is rooted, it's pretty harmless to give location security. And if your device is not rooted and you still download third-party apps, then it's fine and it's time to check your location settings. The location settings you can easily find in the settings menu of your phone. Go to settings, open location, and there you go. The location menu shows the apps that are using your location. Finally, there are some apps such as Amazon, Contacts, Driver, Facebook, Google Play services, Maps, News Republic that cannot work with your location off. So finally, you can just off your location sometimes when you really don't need it. First of all, locations settings use much of the battery resources that your phone has. And on the other hand, keeping the location on also makes your phone vulnerable to attacks by viruses and other malware detectors. What your location does is it reveals the location of your phone. Sometimes while browsing the internet, you may have noticed that location is the arch by the browser. Well, in those cases, if it's Chrome, then fine, it's okay to have location, but if it is any other form of browser, adding the location or allowing the location is not pretty good, because finally, if you allow the location, then that's really bad. Okay, another form of your phone that you can use while in your location menu is that this device runs on T04, that is last reported September 17th, 2007. Also, you can use location history as a form of what you can say, a type of anti-theft control, because once if your phone is lost or if your phone is stolen, then the thief or one who has stolen the phone is sure to use a location or use internet on your phone. But finally, he has to put on the location for using the internet properly, because there are other apps that by default cannot work without location finally. So you can use it as a theft control, but finally location, always keeping it on, is a risky factor and should not be done since it also takes a toll on your battery. It is also essential for the phone security and not to keep location on always. Coming up at number 4 is launchers. Well, Android is known for its customizability, and for customizability, we have to download lots of launchers that are available on the Google Play. So, once we download a launcher, we apply it to our phone, and finally the launcher acts as sort of a plugin or customizer or UI with some stock features that it only has. So there are lots of launchers and some are really great that we find on the Google Play. As you can see, my phone is running on stock Android, that is, I have not applied any form of launchers in this video. I do use launchers, but finally using launchers all the time and setting them as a default is not a very good option. First of all, launchers use much of your battery, they also use much of your display settings, and your pixels can burn if you use a very high definition launcher that is not compatible with your phone. Though there are some launchers that are optimized for the best Android performance, and they do offer some settings that you really love. I also love launchers, but not always. It's not a good advice to set launchers to default, since it takes a toll on your battery's resources. There are some launchers such as Innova Launcher, Arrow Launcher, and all those launchers, Apus launchers, EV Launcher that are optimized for battery performance. But finally, there are other launchers such as Computer Launcher, N Launcher, and a hell lot of launchers that should not be used in the true sense of the term. This because always using launchers is not good, because they can also be third-party apps or have some kind of, you see, kind of, what you can say, bugs that can slow down your phone to a great extent. So there are some launchers such as Hexi launcher and these things that are pretty unique and can be used for a limited period of time. But using a launcher always and overriding your stock Android, and especially overriding your stock Android in the launcher settings, is not good and should be stopped immediately if you do it now. Coming up at number 5 is display settings. We always like bright displays that gives us efficient performance when we are outside or when we are in direct exposure to the sun. When we are sitting at home, we also want bright displays because we usually see lots of videos and all those things. So bright display is quite important for us. And also we search for phones which have quite pretty good displays. In this section, I would like to comment that a wide range displays offer a great range of Retina HD displays. Mainly Apple devices and iOS phones have such displays, but Android devices are not still Retina displays, so setting your brightness to 100% is not a very good option. First of all, it provides a lot of blue light that is harmful for your eyes. It heats up the phone, puts restrictions on the functioning of the processor properly, so it gives you a bright display. But finally, setting your brightness to 100% is not a very good option. It can lead to burning of your pixels, it reduces the life of your pixels. Also, the blue light that it emits is very harmful for your eyes, unless and until you have blue light filters that I have on this phone. GPS, hey, where did this GPS come? Whatever. You should not also on GPS that I told in the location section. So, setting your brightness to 50% is pretty good. 50% brightness may give your phone a little dim look, but finally it's good for, what you can say, for your eyes. I do not use 50%, I usually use 70%. 70% brightness gives you a pretty bright feeling, so 70% brightness is pretty good. Since Android has, and practically the Google app has such wide type of an interfaces, all YouTube, Gmail have white interfaces such as this. Too much brightness in this interface is just, what you can say, very bad for your eyes. Okay, using this thing is very bad. Since most of the Android apps have a white base in them, too much brightness is just not required, because a white base usually leads to automatic brightness that the app only has, and some bit of it supplemented by your device just does the job. So too much brightness is not good, and you should always set your brightness to about 70%, 80%, and if it's 60%, then it's fine. Usually, personally, my choice is that you should set your brightness always to 70%. If some people are comfortable with 50%, since it gets a bit dim look, but finally, if it's 50%, then it's best for your phone. It also conserves your battery, prevents the phone from heating up, and also enables a much more fluid experience, because if your brightness is set to 100%, then it becomes really very tough, because the screen also gets hot by such huge brightness levels that our devices can do really support. Coming up at number 6 is a bonus point, that we all love bonuses, so I am also giving a bonus in this video for all my subscribers who have supported me till now. So this bonus is for Wi-Fi zones. As we all know, Wi-Fi and free public Wi-Fi is a very personal choice that we all have. So using free Wi-Fi is very good when you are surfing the internet or watching some videos and all that. But there are some strict advisories that you should always follow when you are a free public Wi-Fi zone. First, you are connected to multiple devices that are working on the same Wi-Fi. And if a little puny hacker sits in midst of you hacking all your devices, then you are in pretty for trouble. So there are ways and means through which we can protect ourselves by this means. First, we should never sign in with our personal accounts during using a free Wi-Fi zone. In a free Wi-Fi zone, the optimal internet utilization would be browsing the internet, watching some videos without signing minded, and doing something else with your phone, such as updating apps and all those. Signing in with your personal account makes you vulnerable to all those attacks that can happen on a public Wi-Fi zone. Also, most important of it, that we should never ever try to make transactions, large ones of them, on a free Wi-Fi zone. Transactions are really dangerous when we are sitting at a public space, and by large using a public Wi-Fi. A public Wi-Fi may be connected to some malware computer that the puny little malware hacker is sitting and waiting for your money. So you should instead always complete your payments on mobile data with a trusted company or any mobile or telecom company only. Even if you're sitting and accessing a public Wi-Fi, you should never use transactions to be done on a private Wi-Fi, because once you do transactions, you usually allow your bank accounts and load them on your device that is connected to that Wi-Fi. So you should not be penny wise and pound foolish by losing all your money just for a few cents worth of MBs if you just use a mobile data and complete your transactions. So the last tip is that you should always use your mobile data when you're sitting in a public spot, even if you have public Wi-Fi. Just for saving a few rupees of money, you should not make your whole bank account vulnerable to these things. Okay, so always use mobile data if you have to complete any form of important transactions that are required right at the moment. And finally, it's also never ever advisable to use mobile data or any form of transactions when you are at a public spot. You should always use them back at your home, sitting in your desktop. On phones also, using transactions and online transactions is very risky and also very cumbersome, so you should always use them on your phones. And even if you're in the public space and you have to complete the thing, never use public Wi-Fi and only use mobile data, since it's the most secure form of transaction that you can use. So guys, if you like the video, please hit the like button and also subscribe, like, comment and share my video on the social networking sites, then it would be a great help to me. And finally, stay tuned to Rifle Tech. Thanks for watching, and always keep creating and see cool stuff. Keep safe, keep your phone safe and your